Observation of the modern illness and the success of a product called metformin. Type 2 diabetes has a hampering problem. My suggested theoretic science on the reasons why the appendix is important. It is to stimulate hormone biochemical mineral release via the liver. The liver absorbs blood. The blood is absorbed to the sac. The sac goes to the appendix. The appendix takes the stimulation from the mineral that's in your blood, including metals, mainly stabilizing in zinc and magnesiums. There are others in there to do with the chemical release to stimulate the appendix to release the hormone to allow the pancreas to slowly, gradually release the insulin into the bloodstream. Type 2 diabetes has a problem that it can't release its sugars from your bloodstream. So the wonders of science and the fantastic chemical discoveries by pharmacy, metformin is a slow release tablet to allow insulin to access sugars in the bloodstream. You'd think it would just be able to do it, wouldn't you? But the problem with type 2 diabetes is a thing which is built around thin and fat slope. These are my theoretical explanations why fat builds up and cholesterol builds up, and problems between a functioning healthy white blood cell, which makes good red blood cell, which makes good organ matter through gut. So if you didn't have the metformin, what would happen is you'll build up your sugars in your bloodstream, and eventually the metering device inside your body says, oops, too much sugar, act out on insulin. The pancreas releases the insulin, and the only problem is it overshoots. It can't regulate enough through the problems of thin and fat slope to do with sugars and fat, natural fat enzymes that act in your healthy bloodstream. You see, it releases all of the insulin. It goes full production from the pancreas. The pancreas then drops that into the bloodstream, and it can't cope with it. So it fills up into your bladder as liquid and not blood. That fills up your bladder, and you end up going for a rush to the toilet, and it fills up in your toilet bowl. The insulin is disappeared out through your urinary tract because it's overshot and cannot access the sugars in your bloodstream. It's overshooting on regulation. Now, I suggest to people that have a grumbling appendix in their childhood and in their adulthood that they do everything to keep the appendix, because it'll save your life in your old age. My doctors have been really kind to me by saying, right, we'll treat the grumbling appendix and you will keep your appendix. There's no point having an operation to remove it. So I've had a grumbling appendix twice in my youth, and I've still got my appendix, even though some horrible people have tried to upset the world with organ removals and things like that. It's not advisable if you don't need to do it. It's better to eat healthy food in your healthy gut. So metformin has a slow release, and it is an amazing tablet. It really works. All these other organs are working to take gut enzyme to good blood cultures, to minerals and to chemicals from those, from the appendix, from the liver to the appendix, from the appendix to the pancreas, and it slowly allows that tablet to release the correct level of insulin slowly into your bloodstream, and that allows you to access your sugar. Now, the best thing to do is not eat granulated refined sugar. It should be totally dissolved into your liquid, or you just make sure you don't have too many spoons of that in your tea and coffee during the day. But once you're on metformin, you will be better receiving your energy levels without the tiredness and the fatigue. My observations on how my theoretical sciences reaffirm all of your previous science. So at the best, to treat your grumbling appendix, stop your food diet and go on to boiled water with squash and sugar. It will treat your detoxing of your appendix, and within a couple of days the grumbling detox, the toxins in the pancreas will slowly disperse and the pain will lessen, and you'll get to keep your appendix. Ask your doctors on specialists of appendix, of grumbling appendix. They do try to give you everything to stop this appendix from hurting you and becoming discomfort. It is meant for allowing you to eat raw foods, but it is very important, in my observations, that it activates insulin via enzymes from the colon